This story was sent to me by Craig J. and the article is coming from the Atlanta Black Star. In this picture, you see a 16-year-old girl whose name is Jamila Williams, and she was the victim of a racist, verbal, and physical attack by an older, and when I say older, I'm talking about someone who definitely has to be over the age of 30-year-old person at a high school game. And when I get to this article, you're going to see what I mean when I say on the physical part of it. A Wisconsin man was booked on disorderly conduct charges last week after allegedly assaulting a 16-year-old girl and pelting her with racist insults at a high school basketball game in Milwaukee. A March 5th matchup between Milwaukee School of Languages and Pierce High School had just ended when cheerleader Jamila Williams says an older white man shoved her into a door frame and then called her the N-word. Her mother, Kahana Williams, was at the game and said she went looking for her kids when she noticed a large group of students rush back into the gym. I run into Jamila and she's like, "Mom, that man, she was hyperventilating. Her face is extremely red. Her hair is all over the place," she recalled to local station WDJT. The mother goes on to describe what her daughter told her about the alleged encounter. He called her the B word, a loser, the N word, and he just kept repeatedly calling her the N word. Jamila said the attack seemed to come out of nowhere. Her older brother Malik and several other School of Language students came to her defense. Yolanda Brazil, a security professional and family of the PS9 girls basketball player, said there was a lot of punching, yelling, and hollering. It wasn't enough event staff there. It wasn't enough, Brazil added. "We were just trying to control the crowd, making sure people were safe." Witness video shows students rushing to tackle the man who Jamila Williams believed is a Pierce fan. Her brother said he remembered his sister crying and pointing out her attacker, screaming, "Why would you do that to me?" Brown Deer police responded to a large altercation outside of the school just after 8:30 p.m., a police report shows. There were several arguments going on in the parking lot, but multiple parties quickly identified a 55-year-old man of Greenfield, a suburb of Milwaukee, as the one who attacked Williams. Now, let me just stop right there. Here you have a 16-year-old girl who was attacked by this older 55-year-old man. We're just going to say allegedly a man, out of nowhere just because. Called her the N-word, called her a B, and pushed her into a door frame. First off, I'm glad that they found out who the guy was and they ran over and they dealt with that situation accordingly before the cops got there. But like that woman, that I think her name is Yolanda Brazil, there wasn't enough people or security there that could have tackled that efficiently, but he got tackled another way. So, I'm all good for a good street justice, if you know what I mean, no matter where it may be at. The male was arrested on disorderly conduct, conveyed to the station, booked, cited, and released. Police said in a statement. A report was filed. Milwaukee Public Schools released a statement on the incident saying the district doesn't condone the use of racial slurs or derogatory language. We encourage our student athletes and families to show good sportsmanship. Why only stop at the racial slurs and derogatory language? Did they leave out? They just left out the part that this guy pushed her into a door frame. That's physical assault as well. In my eyes, he should not have been released just on that alone. So he got mad because apparently maybe their team was losing, so he takes it out on the person. Remember, I was always talking to y'all about soft targets. He pointed out this one cheerleader who happens to be black to mess with her. Because he knew if he ran up in one of them guys' faces, it would have been a wrap. And as you can see by the way the people ran over and dealt with his ass accordingly, he was scared shitless. We remain wholly committed to our PS9 family, to positive sportsmanship, to living our Catholic values, and to the safety and security of our students and families. Catholic values. Well, that lets me know what type of school this is. Williams' family is grateful police stepped in, but say charges against the man don't go far enough. That was assault, not disorderly conduct, the teen's mother argued, which I would agree with. I don't think that's fair to her. My sister Malik Williams chimed in because he shouldn't have put his hands on a 16-year-old. Authorities haven't named the man in question, citing an ongoing investigation. See, that's the part I'm talking about. So you will reveal who got assaulted, even though she's a minor, but you won't reveal who actually did the assaulting, who is a 55-year-old bitch as far as I'm concerned. See how backwards that is? Like, if anybody's identity should have been concealed, it should have been hers. And if anybody's identity should have been out there, it should have been his. But that shows you right there how these narratives just kind of play themselves out. Now, I bet you if this was a 55-year-old black man that did it, we would have known who he was. So now we don't know who this guy is. He got, in my opinion, completely undercharged because they said disorderly conduct. That was not just disorderly conduct. He assaulted her. He put his hands on her and did bodily harm the minute he pushed her into a door frame. And for what? Maybe because your team was losing, so you got mad at her. What was she supposed to do? She's just the cheerleader. Like, you're supposed to be focusing more on the game. Like, and you're 55. Like, what the hell you look like picking fights with high schoolers? Like, how old, age-wise, you are 55, but mature-wise, you had the mindset of a high schooler. Like, what could she have possibly done to you that made you do that to her? As far as we know, this guy was a complete stranger. Like, they didn't know each other from a can of paint. He just felt like messing with the soft target that day. Remember what I said about soft targets? And he saw her and he took his chances and he went for it. But I'm glad that the other people bum rushed and got to him too. But he should not have been undercharged the way he was. He should not have been released. And I hope that they go forward with this investigation, quote unquote. That's why I'm starting to hate that word too, investigation, especially when it comes from them. Those departments, because they don't really be investigating nothing, and when they do, they self-investigate, meaning that if they find themselves guilty, it's a slap on the wrist most likely, but if they find themselves not guilty, they'll wash their hands of it completely. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. Make sure you follow me on Twitter if you haven't done so already. Have your notifications turned on, and I'll talk to you in the next one.